They say nothing is certain in Counter-Strike, but when you're 11-4 up on the first half up against an inferior side from the same region, some expectations are set. Envy failed to meet them as LDLC and EnVyUs goes all the way. It looked so good from them in the first half. Yeah. 11 rounds, you're on Inferno. All you have to do is pick up a couple of easy rounds on that CT side to wrap it all up and put a bow on it.
They got 4 rounds in their CT half, and they come back and win it. This has got to be one of the most embarrassing defeats for EnVyUs in quite some time, and that's saying something, Alex.
That's tough.
Yeah, to collapse like that to a team that's a lot lower down than you, they're arguably the worst team we have in Pro League right now. For them just to be real building and saying that this is going to be the solution to all the problems we're having with this squad, to then come and show this kind of performance is very questionable at best. But I will say LDLC, they actually look quite regimented on their T side. They look tactically like a better team. They actually looked like they were better as a unit than EnVyUs was. Sure, maybe not so much in the fragging department, but overall I think their strategies look better.
It's not just fragging in Counter-Strike, Yenko. And did LDLC demonstrate that to you on the second half?
Yeah, they did, but, you know, considering how dominant the EnVyUs were in the first half, and this is considering something that we didn't know, is that they're going to play with a stand-in. XMS is playing instead of Haji tonight, it seems. And, you know, some of the setups that LDLC was running, you know, they have a double setup in A apartments, rather aggressive, all the way down the stairs. And then you have a player from EnVyUs just coming through the window and killing both of them in the back with a MAC-10 in a gun round. So you're thinking, this is all going so horribly wrong. You know, with 11 rounds on the T side, surely this is it. But then complete, you know, breakdown from EnVyUs on their CT side. And as as Henry pointed out,
I can't stop it either.
Yeah, LDLC with some very crisp execute heavy style, which is good against a team that's playing with a stand-in. You know, you really negate some of those individual plays.
It's just weird. You'd expect them to be the other way around of a stand-in. Like,
right.
I don't know. It was just a weird game in general. Like LDLC, I think they would love the fact they're playing against a stand-in, but still, the players we have on the EnVyUs squad, the highly decorated players, you've got the likes of Happy, double major winner, legendary in-game leader, along with now Kiyoshima coming back in. I think he's going to sort everything out. One of the weak links removed. And it just didn't really come together. They have got another map to go, but still, like Inferno, you'd think against LDLC that would be a lock-in for them.
Hey man, we got the Union Jack at the top of the stats as well.
In
Alex.
a way, yeah.
Basically, I mean, his name could not sound more English, but he's definitely from France.
Sure.
And he does speak the freaky deaky French. I spoke to him at Epicenter, Epic LAN.
Epic LAN.
Epic LAN. Yeah,
okay.
I remember going to him and practicing my French, and he said, "You should never do that. It's very embarrassing to hear."
Has he got a French accent?
Why did you do it with a German accent?
That was so French. Yeah, he just told me I should never ever try and speak French again. So that was my experience.
Another good sign for LDLC is the fact that they could win, you know, 12 rounds on T side of Inferno without existence on the team, right? We were all saying, oh, this is probably a blunder. You know, he's a good in-game leader. I don't even know who's in-game leading for the team, I'll be honest. But, you know, being able to kind of replace existence so quickly, yeah, albeit an underperformance from EnVyUs, it's still a good sign for them in terms of making the change.
I'd imagine it's Maniac, just to know. My first guess would be Maniac, but we don't.
Because he has a, you know, master's degree in psychology.
He was the coach of EnVyUs for a while, so I guess if anyone was going to fill the role out of those group of players, I'd say he might be.
That was the thing for a while.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
wait, hang on. I'll throw my hat into the ring. Didn't Devil in-game lead for Envy for a while as well? I remember like when he was playing for the main roster.
Envy was so lost in that period that he probably did.
I think he did,
even,
yeah.
You know, everyone called at some point on that team. So
absolutely. Well, they're going into Nuke next.
There's only one lurker.
They're going into Nuke.
Okay.
And you've just seen the, I don't know what's the best way, the pigsty of an Inferno. Now we venture into Nuke, and we have really got, I mean, we've got to set some expectations here.
The problem we have with Nuke right now is it's such an unknown quantity in terms of the new iteration we have of it. It's difficult to really analyze, oh, they were good on this over the last 6 months. We're coming in, we don't really have much data on it. We can talk about it historically and how the map works generally, but I'm not really sure how it's going to pan out. We can just basically judge it on the current form we saw on the last map.
How much of the new Nuke have you cast? Have you seen it?
Only once or twice. I think we saw it maybe twice over in Katowice. It was one of the opening maps of a series. I think that was correct. But overall, not much. It makes sense because we've got such a tournament-heavy schedule. It's difficult to imagine a world of teams wanting to risk that sort of map coming in when they haven't really practiced it. They weren't a specialist on it in the first place.
I guess those 6 weeks now, kind of give or take Pro League, and this is where all the teams
are going
to
be playing in Pro League, if anything, because that's a good environment to practice it on and kind of get it out there and see how you operate in official games. You can play as much practice as you want on it, Alex, but the thing is with practice, you're not necessarily playing to win rounds. It might sound ridiculous there, but you're actually playing to practice strategies and see how they work and like keep running certain things and trying to mix positions up and to see what works for you. When it comes down to the real game, you know how you're actually playing on LAN and stuff like that. When you're playing to win the game, it's a different environment. So I think it's good experience at least to get some more Nuke under your belt.
Yanko, I remember your eyebrows were raised quite high when we had a previous conversation about Nuke, and Chad made a statement that I'm not sure how much he wants to defend or back it up now, but he did say that he thinks the new Nuke is going to start leaning a bit more towards the T side. I mean, have you put much thought into how these changes would perhaps give the Ts a bit more of an advantage?
They would not give them any new advantages.
All right, back to you in the studio, Henry G. What do you reckon? T
Same
side.
question.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's obviously there's balances on both sides, but it seems like the Ts have been kind of taken away some of the advantages they did have.
Yeah.
I think the window and the hut's a main conversation point. Basically, it does remove one of their peaks, but it also removes one of the CT angles as well. The orb going in towards stopping the rush, getting
You
picked
can't
up.
hold hut and squeaky now at the same time, I guess.
Sure, right. So there are peaks and troughs and all that sort of thing, and some of the CT angles have been nerfed and since been white textures behind them. But we're removing the catwalk, that's a big deal, but obviously that's a CT angle now removed, and orb can't go up there at the start and look over the smokes. So you've got to look at it both ways. I haven't seen it enough to comment on it properly and say this is definitely now a horribly CD-sided map, but it does point to slightly more towards that direction.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it does play out. In fact, this is actually a great opportunity because the chances are you guys at home, as well as us here at the panel, haven't seen that much of new Nuke. So we do have an opportunity now just to kind of sit back and see how it's approached by two teams who it seems are rather equally matched. We're going to go ahead and actually bring Chad into the conversation alongside his dastardly casting duo. It's, of course, Sadakis. Now, Chad, we have to talk about it. You did. I don't know if you were just trying to be...
No.
No?
I've been legit.
Okay.
I mean, he also called Fnatic a dead team on day one of Katowice.
Well, no, but let's just
walk
walk me through it. Walk me through it.
I've spoken to a lot of in-game leaders and coaches in the last couple of weeks. We've been on the road quite a lot, and I was talking about Nuke because it's not a map we see popping up all the time. And then when I was talking to one of the EnVyUs support, not EnVyUs, one of the G2 support people, I was asking about the map, and they said in practice it was leaning towards being a T-sided map. So.
Yeah, I guess it's something that does need more time before we can even start making actual...
I think maybe the skylights for me is the most interesting change because obviously they're more kind of hooped around now, so you can actually throw very set smoke to bounce off and land on the hut now. Instead of having to bounce off the skybox, you can like maybe have more options with grenades. I haven't seen much of it yet, so maybe
lots of exploration to be done. Absolutely.
Well, you guys are going to go ahead and get your Explorer hats on right now. We'll leave you to it. That's Sadakist and Sponge going to be casting you through Nuke.
I'm actually glad I brought that up that one time and it's just stuck.
Yeah, it's not fun. My name's in capital
Henry
letters
G,
for a reason. It's in
Chris
capital
J,
letters.
Kenny S, Sponge. It makes sense.
Capital letters. I do the capital letters.
Capital letters.
We're gonna have some problems here because the way that I call places on Nuke is Australian.
Diggity.
There will be stuff like that.
Yeah.
I need you to just roll with the punches.
It's if I get confused, I'll just keep reading about the correlation between tire compounds and temperature this year within the range of Pirelli, so I don't get too worried about McLaren being slow already in testing.
See, this is why I don't have other hobbies.
Okay.
Because there's only so much room in my brain, and
it's fine. I'm just looking for silver linings because it's not going well already for Alonso.
Well, we're going to get into this one. D_Nuke, iteration number 3 for CSGO. Actually, probably more like 4 or 5 because they did change Secret in the very early stages. Upset victory for LDLC. If the themes continue, Matt, a lot of set executes or set pieces will be coming out from the T side of LDLC, and that's where they will start. Smoke on the hands of Maniac and Devil. Flashbangs as well, and a P250. So, some form of deployment.
See, it even says there, Sponge.
It's in capitals.
So is mine, but I don't spell it that way. How do I know that's true?
It's my alias. It's a wall smoke for outside coming in. They want to go straight down to Secret with those Glocks. Take those close range duels. We do have Logan and Alex already able to secure that part of the map with 3 other members in lobby now. Scream. Can he pop those heads? Wildly not going to get anything done. Logan will punish him, take him down. It looks like they're splitting top through the vents here. So Under's being controlled. Up the vent they pop. Bomb will go down. And LDLC with a nice little peekaboo. How you going?
Good hold from lobby, or in lobby, I should say, from Maniac. He'll take the shot onto XMS, but not before Happy does return. Maniac, interestingly, had a... Interesting is the right word. Game forward, I think, last time, because he started off, like, I think, 0-7, and then ended up top fragging at the end.
He did pretty well there to get back in it after we mentioned that early on in the piece. Now, if you have a look here, you'll notice... If you didn't join us for the last game, XMS was replaced. That is correct. He was replaced by Kiyoshima. However, Haji is not here for whatever reason. I don't know why. XMS appears to be standing in. Means no primary AWPer for Envy. Also means probably a little bit more of a puggy, free-flowing environment. The players need to step up individually because the structure will kind of fall away. And the cohesion, chemistry, and teamwork become the name of the game. LDLC would have EnVyUs covered regardless if we're talking executes, right? In terms of strategy, in terms of all that kind of stuff. Just the fact that they did come from a team with existence, they would have all of the, I guess, his mantras, his understanding of how to approach the game under wraps.
Shots out. Maniac takes down Keo. Happy. Hanging out on the big yellow cross beam. It's a bit of a crane, isn't it? It's supposed to be on tracks, like it moves.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I think it picks the nukes up, right? Or
Well, there's no. It's not. They're not manufacturing. It's a nuclear power facility. It's not making nuclear bombs.
Why not? In the old,
It might be more
1.6
exciting,
nuke,
but well, mostly because the map's not located in North Korea.
in 1.6 nuke there used to be a missile underneath. You used to be able to throw a grenade on top of the missile and blow people up in hut.
Oh yeah, that's right. The two that were hanging downstairs.
Yeah.
You used to be able to
boost on it as
boost on
well.
it and then defuse the bomb through the floor too.
Yeah, there's always those fun times.
Yeah.
You could also bug flash under the box at ramp and completely white anybody in the ramp.
There was one like that on the arch from CT Spawn and Dust 2. Do you remember that? You'd jump, throw it into the arch, it would go off the map, blind anyone in the A site. Completely blind.
What a game. we used to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, and people complain about bugs these days.
The bugs became like charming after a while,
The,
right?
a little bit, but the flash on Dust 2, if you did it and it was reported, you lost the round. I think you lost 3
Yeah.
rounds, actually.
Yeah, you
was the
weren't
rule.
allowed to do it, especially in competitive matches.
Yeah.
This should just be another easier she does it kind of round. LDLC using all the utility quite well, blocking off the choke points, making sure they can take the duels long range with the weapons, the AK-47s, etc., etc. Just a couple of missile upgrades. CZ's point of aim there, making the second shot look easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Do you know what else was I thought was really cool though? That was actually a feature. Was that you could bounce because the nades were a lot lighter, shall we say? They were more like a tin grenade. You could bounce it off. Coming out from CT Spawn and Dust 2, bounce it off one box, off the second box above it, and then it would land perfectly on Catwalk. So
Yes.
you could double throw
Yeah,
it,
you
and
do
when
that
they were
flash.
rushing Cat,
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
just ping, ping, done, and just wreck them with it.
Yeah, the grenade physics, if you go back and play 1.6 now after playing Sword and CSGO, the grenade physics are just like nonsensical, right? Like,
Oh, completely.
Even as a purist, I sort of go, what the hell were we doing?
Yeah.
But the way that the game flowed could be argued to be a lot nicer. But that's all debatable. That jump isn't harder.
No, that's
I thought
way.
they were meant to make it harder.
No, it's a little slower, I think, if anything. That's not hard at all to go off that second one.
If you can't do that, you're a potato.
Well, there you go. You've heard it here first. Sorry to all the potatoes out there. Does the potato thing originate from when Gladys was put into a potato on Portal 2? Is that where the meme started?
No, in Australia, like, we call, if you're bad at football, like Aussie rules football.
Yeah.
Like,
You're a potato. But where does that originate from?
I don't know. It's just
I thought
our
the
vernacular.
reason I hesitated is because I actually remembered what one of the other origins I thought might have been, and it's stumbling away from me at this point.
There's this is a reference to.
Is it like saying you're a vegetable?
No, I guess, right? There's a footy player used to play for team the Fremantle Dockers, Zach Dawson. He is an absolute potato. So Zach Dawson, if you're out there, I'm sorry, mate.
Because obviously Gladys was put into a potato, which would be next level if it was actually a reference to that too. Because she's supposed to be like this all-seeing eye that's brilliant.
Speaking of all seeing, Kiyoshima past the wall of smokes here. He can see everything. He has the information he needs to relay to his teammates right here. If they are going across the secret, which they are not, opting to play in front of the smoke wall. Want to go into a top split. So a nice quick play, but Kiyoshima's backstab could come in huge here. Oof. Speaking of huge, Logan with an opening. Screaming right his own. Logan.
He's about to die though. Oh, happy. Good flank around. I thought Kiyoshima would have been the one on the case, but he got knocked out immediately inside. The hot Twanu makes up on the pistol and tries to fight or flight. He had no choice but to take shots toward XMS with just the Glock. He's now in the advantage. 6 HP only for Maniac. Potato.
The thing is, if Maniac can get under and get the bomb down, the HP doesn't become so much of an issue because he can play like a very surprising close plant position. He will get the bomb down. XMS doesn't know and is forcing his way into lobby. So, could make his way down the vent. But the issue is, XMS doesn't know which bomb site it's at. He didn't hear the vent break. He was too far away. And the longer he takes, the better things start looking for Mr. Maniac.
Apparently Know Your Meme, according to Matt, our producer, actually is the reference that I just actually said. It's the potato, boil him, mash him, put him in a stew from Lord of the Rings. Or The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings. I think it's Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't seem like you'd be calling someone a potato, though.
Potato.
No, I get it. And the CZ. Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
right.
for the CZ.
All right. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I thought he said it was that meme. I misunderstood. It's actually because someone used, like, recorded with a potato camera.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I kind of get
Fair
it.
play. All right. There you go. Just someone out there knew that. We've got a player not in the server, Chad. I almost called you Henry.
This is a technical. This is what we would call a technical timeout in the business. 2 players have seemingly dropped. Now we're going to look at these lovely fly-through cams, and we're going to point out interesting things on the map. Now, that says maximum load. Is that 4,000 pounds, Matt? Does it say 4,000 pounds?
It does. That's not a lot. That's like the weight of your mom.
Whoa.
That was very rude.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. My mom's in very good shape. She's a dancing teacher.
I don't know why I did that. It just seemed too obvious.
Heavy plant machinery operate on this site. Heavy plant machinery operate on the... I think maybe they meant operated.
Yeah. It should say operates.
But it's still...
not operate.
The
still incorrect
producer's
English.
trying to say that English is my first language. I think I should nail it.
Well, a lot of people could say that and don't nail it, so we'll see. I think that my favorite, not the max load 4,000 pounds. I think my favorite is still the deep water outside one or whatever.
Oh, it's not actually
But
deep.
it's super shallow.
Yeah. Just like me.
Fair play.
Alrighty, so...
There, go out there. Go to your right, Rush. Let's not rush.
Let's not rush.
Oh, okay, go behind you. Go back toward the fence coming out from T-spawn.
Oh, they've just pressed the cam
we're just
button.
going to go into a camera.
They don't want to fly. They don't do... So
It's
there's
fine.
only 3 fire extinguishers there. Why do you think that? Because there's place for 5.
Well, there's the other 2 are in use.
Okay, so there's 5.
So they've been... There it is!
Caution.
Heavy plant
Yeah, it should be
machine
operates.
operates on this site,
Yeah.
yeah. And that used to be near the sign that says deep water. That's not that deep. I think it's to the right even more, and it's outside the fence. I think it's right there. Danger, deep water. There you go. And it's actually not deep if you fly into it. So, see? Yeah. Oh, this is true. Matt's making a good point. It's on the outside of the fence, indicating that people are like trying to break out. It's like Fort Knox, like you're trying to swim out there. It doesn't warn people coming in from the other side. It's completely open to public. Although there's double fences. Maybe there's some out there. Maybe if we fly over, maybe there's other signs.
Well, let's see what
Do
we
we
can
know?
find.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go for a little walk.
Let's see what we can find here. Let's have a look. All right, so this is probably where I'd drive my truck. I'd be driving my truck down this road.
Driving my truck. Driving my truck. Driving my truck. Let's see if we can identify what cars those cars in the parking lot are based on. I think if we go over here, we can probably figure this out. So,
There's a lot of disabled.
that's a Volkswagen Golf, quite clearly an A3 Golf, mid-90s body style, starting in 1994, ending its run in 1998 or 7.
There's a wagon. Do you
I know
reckon-
Volkswagen did a 7-year run in that
There's a
regard.
wagon.
That, I know what this, Toyota maybe? I don't know, I forget. I know it looks like something, but I couldn't tell you. I'm not on that one, I'm sorry. What's next? That's your car. That's where you would park your car, at least.
What else we got?
That's another A3 Golf. That's like the VR6 green. So that's like the British Racing green. That's the
They've just
VR6. That's a GTI. That's a
Ooh.
Mitsubishi Galant. Yeah, why is there so many parking spots here, Chad?
I'm not sure. How many people do you need to work at a nuclear power plant?
Well, how many people do you need to make nukes?
How many?
That is a Saab. Is it? Can we go to that white station wagon in the back? Is that a Saab? It looked like a Saab.
No, we're back in the action. We're moving away from the cars. You've all fueled up because these are back in, ready and raring to go. We'll be on a pistol upgrade. Nothing too specky going into this one. Deagle, 2 CZs. Sorry, 2 Deagles, 2 CZs, and a P250. We have seen the T's getting crossed, the I's getting dotted so far by LDLC. They've been very thorough in their approach thus far. Some nice little, I guess, variations to normal executes. They've done the smoke wall now pretty consistently. The first gun round they used to wrap into the top, and here they go again. Logan leading the way.
That's not going
Should have made that kill, shouldn't he?
Happy dead. Devil gets him down, but XMS will take out Maniac with the Deagle in hand. He'll look for another shot for Devil. Kiyoshima gets the kill, and Envy get their first round in a surprising fashion, much as they did last game. LDLC did the same. Everyone tonight's been winning rounds on pistols that perhaps they should not. Starts out with a late charge. A late charge that somehow Twanu didn't respond to. I'm a bit perplexed.
Yeah, Happy did well there. Good positioning, good kills. Good chance now for Envy to stabilize. And looks like the buy has been sorted out for LDLC. Alex will be left with the UMP, but everyone else on the AK-47s. Now the question becomes how they want to approach this one. The outwall has not been deployed thus far. But Alex still wants to get his whistle wet. Seeing a solo player towards ramp in the form of XMS. We have RPK and Scream on the top site. And Secret right now is Happy. And playing swing with the AWP is Kiyoshima. Now, as the T's go across to Secret, Kyo will probably fire a bullet, make the call, and then Happy will pounce out. Potentially make the kills. As I say that, he dropped all the way back, cast a curse, of course. Well, Tix may have been hurt as Logan likes him pushing up close and personal. Bomb in hand. This is an overextension from Logan right here. I'm not sure if he realizes he has the C4. We'll find the kill. Now he's dropped it. He's in no man's land. He's in CT territory. Bomb will go down with him in the locker room, and XMS will be lucky enough to find it. Instead, he goes up the ladder. Infiltrating the back lines. Wants to go up, but is a bit indecisive. Catch XMS sleeping. Has left the bomb where it lies. 18 seconds left. We'll have to collect it.
I was off. I don't know why I was off. It was 91 to 97. I knew it ended in 97, but 94 seemed late.
Well, you need to go pretty fast right now if you're Toinu. Bomb will go down. Just gets it down with 2 seconds left on the clock. Now he has to dance around the silo.
Ooh, he's got this wrong. I said he had it wrong.
He almost had it right.
IFPK gets the shot and gets the angle. We go 2 rounds for Envy, one after the other, meaning they avoid the reset. They'll keep an AK-47, and Scream goes to find the AWP that was outside, and taking that over onto the CT side is beneficial. I was thinking with the lack of catwalk, Henry mentioned this as well, and certainly the change in a hut without the window makes things a little more promising both ways, but also the door move to see. I thought we'd see more utilization of ramp, I guess.
Yeah, it's just still such a tight choke point, right? If you are able to grab control of ramp, then I think the rounds can be favored for the T's, right? Because I think there's a lot that they can do down there, especially if they're able to hold on to enough utility. There's lots of theory crafting on this map that you could do with small micro changes to make it more playable. There's the wall smoke. There is Secret control garnered, but Happy stands strong. Stop Alex in his tracks. Any progress, any form of a rotation they may have pulled is now completely taken away. As XMS taking a duel versus Logan. Very shortly flashes come through. Logan back turned. Entry fragger once more with the bomb. Confusing to me as ever. But here's that ramp control we were talking about.
So they've got it. Now how do they use it? Because Happy's inside of control, which is a slightly safer position now that they've got the Z stairs as well, which I like. I really do like. I think that angle before was really awkward. Seeing from one stairwell to the other through the glass, Kiyoshima can't land on Devil, and Devil might put him on his ass because he's going to run down, and the op gone. Reversed, it's now on the T side to take advantage of. Not that they can down low just yet. Scream through the door. Happy, they shut out Twanu, and Happy gets aggressive. Finds Logan in the bomb as well.
I've seen it all now, Matt. Kyo AWPing. Obviously, Haji not here. We've mentioned it time and time again, but normally Happy would be the one on those secondary AWP duels. Devil with a quick little flick down to XMS. This round is far from over. However, the impact he has is probably going to be very minimal. One is down. 25 seconds now left on the clock. There's a lot of work to do.
Well, the Devil's going down to Georgia this time. He's got the bomb. That'll steal quite a few souls if it gets planted. But unfortunately, he's dead. They know exactly where the op is. They'll grab that. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I hate when I say something that just doesn't happen.
That's basically my life.
Neat. Do you know what neat and interesting mean?
That you're not
they mean
excited.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah,
It's literally the dismissive comments. Like, oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's
oh,
like me
that's
going,
neat.
yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Slightly sarcastic there.
Well, that's the problem is cool man's like too obvious, but if you go, yeah, neat, they'll be like, oh yeah, he sounded like he was interested.
Yeah, it's
interested.
Probably all tonal.
Yeah. Well, it's like Thorin. He's very good at using body language and saying one thing. So if he says all right, he'll say it a million different ways. Yeah, it's all right. It was all right. Yeah, that's all right, actually. Thorin's all about that.
Secret control once again. LDLC with the cookie cutter T side. Managing to get down with 4 members this time. Bit of a change. Alex leading the way. AK-47 in hand. Scream around the corner. Waiting to receive. Too sharp, but the difference is he is right now as 1, 2, 3, 4 on the board for Scream. Easy as that. It's a shooting gallery in the lower bomb site. And Maniac is packing up his toys and going home. He didn't like this fair, Matt. He didn't win. He didn't win a giant inflatable ape.
With a hole cut in it for whatever reason.
Bananas.
Maniac going back outside has the AK at least. He's certain to get into an exchange at some point in time if he's going to keep moving upward on the map. 42 seconds, thus being round 8. Thus this being, I don't know why I'm trying to use thus and sound sophisticated when it's not even the right word to use. Maniac gets 1, but now he's been abused. He's on 32. And he's going to have to try and stay alive at this point in time. And RPK, the man who was very hot last map, is going to try and shut that down. Scream's looking for the ace, keep in mind. So, Kyo's going to get the kill instead, and that kind of ruins the fun.
Can someone have the alias Scorpion, and then we could do the get over here?
Yeah, that'd be all right. Scorpion, I think the word Scorpion sounds very cool. It has a lot of great phonetics to it. So LDLC will call a timeout. That is a lot of moire in the top right corner on that panel.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's when a texture
Yeah,
creates an illusion of another pattern due to compression.
Is that a bit like Mirage?
No, because Mirage is due to your eyes seeing it. Moire is typically due to camera compression.
Why do we see the things on the road that look like water when it's 40 degrees? Do you get that?
Yep,
You get that in
that's heat.
Australia. Yeah, bloody hell.
You see that a lot in Formula 1 tracks because they get so hot.
Especially in Fire.
Well, everywhere. There's so much heat being pounded onto the asphalt. A lot of friction, a lot of downforce. But yes, especially in Dubai.
Well, they've opted for just a pistol upgrade. They're being conservative. They would have had enough to scrap together a buy with maybe the UMPs, the Lils, etc. However, they've opted to just try and get Maniac down the vent with the bomb, and that doesn't work out so nice.
Got the bomb down there at least.
Yeah, well, unless maybe that's the play. Maybe just throw the bomb down the vent and hope it causes mass confusion. But if that was the idea, it hasn't worked.
I don't know how I like the door being able to sustain damage from Molotov. As Happy closes it out, the timeout did not work.
It takes damage. Just
that's what I mean. Sorry,
you
no,
don't
yeah,
think it
sustain's the wrong word. You're right. No, yeah, I'm saying yeah. I don't know if Molotov should take the door out.
well, we still have the whole bug with like the armor thing in Molotovs that hardly ever gets talked about as well. So
True. Yeah.
let's fix one thing at a time.
I'm very surprised that it took so long to realize that the points of damage were dealt and distributed based on the flames, and therefore the smoke could hit where a flame wasn't. I'm surprised that took so long to figure out.
Valve. They're some cool dudes. Some of the coolest, I might actually say. All right, this looks like the default from LDLC. They send 3 players as a pack towards Yard. 1 player up on Silo, overseeing the scenario, and 1 in lobby, just getting ready to deal with any aggression. Call out the utility being deployed. Now they've done some isolation smokes. It appears they want to work towards ladder. Logan with the bomb entering once again. This is very questionable. This is the 3rd time, and the 3rd time that it's seen Logan go down without any success in the bomb, and all that information being granted to Envy.
Maniac with 2 as he rotates back around. The aggression not paying off, leaves them a man down, and the fact that he gets 2 is a bit of an overextension from Envy. 20 was going to try and add to that total, wrapping back in from Red.
You are dead. Ooh.
It's a good try.
That's timing.
It still applies. You know what? I'll give it to you.
He took an off angle, was able to find the kill on a Happy. Devil has a very forward position here. Bomb in hand, however, will need a distraction to come in to pull XMS away.
Maniac can do that, certainly. Again, there's that new change. If you get directly back to wall and spot through the corner, you can see to the rafters. He just goes straight. Play with the contact works. Kiyoshima found. Remember, the bomb was outside. You called it XMS. Needed to be distracted, but he was not. And yet still goes down as he's playing well and truly forward on the rafters.
That was close. The bomb dropped. There was no way for those T's to get it and plant in time. But in the end there, LDLC by the skin of their teethy woggles. EnVyUs do have enough to scrap together a buy. Famous, but full utility across the board for all of the Envy roster. This is what you like to see. On the other side of things, Alex has been left in the CZ. The point man outside, pushing through the flames, pushing through the nades. He's going to go down to Kyo, playing aggressively in front of that smoke wall again. Information and a kill this time. Granted to Envy. Looks like they're ready for a top explosion. As I say that, the orb will explode in RPK's stomach. He drops.
abruptly into its fire, or its line of sight for that matter, showing the foot is Devil as he dangles himself above on Twinkie. Good shot from Kiyoshima. Woo! And he's just nailed Twanu as we snapped away. Scream gets in position. LDLC gonna drop the bomb. 5-5 game. We're certainly still in this on Nuke. You were saying practice is suggestive of a T-sided map, which is bizarre to think. And Envy showing perhaps maybe not the fact, at least not here for LDLC.
It's looking like decent signs of life for Kiyoshima. You can see there his little badge. Well, not right now, but when we're back in the EnVyUs later down the track, you'll see he has a little medal there. He won Dream Hack Cluj in 2015, so he's a major champion. He's been out of the scene now for, what, a better part of a year?
Just under a year, because he still was on phase last year. It was actually in July at Krakow that they made the change afterward.
Okay, so he's been out of action for some time now, and he's trying to make his mark again in this EnVyUs roster, a name that he has played under before. Top strat right now by LDLC with the pistols quite nicely. That's his aim snappy as ever, but he's left the man I've mentioned.
Yeah, 7 months. The 1 versus 2 Devil. CZ. Kio's gonna push the smoke surely as it dissipates. He's got an angle. He's gotten the shot. No bomb planted. Devil trades it.
Very lucky there with that trade. Devil closing it out, putting a round that seemed very unlikely on the board for LDLC. Upgraded pistols and went into that one with everything they had. Caught that top site defense with their pants down. But the double AWPs come out. That's the response that EnVyUs thinks is needed here to put some more CT rounds on the board. Happy with one, Keo with the other. Let's see what kind of impact they can have, because they don't have to take on an AWP. They weren't able to buy one on that T side. True takes down Alex, but gives Twanu enough space to make it across. That will be called out, and the rotation must come in from EnVyUs to deal with that potential hole that's left in the defense.
Scream walks out from Hut, courtesy of a flashbang thrown by Kiyoshima. You gotta say it really quickly, it sounds kind of cooler. Ooh, I thought he might. He's gonna have a tough time crossing. Space. Another one added so Logan can cross. No gap, well placed, and so the Scream spray comes through. I'm pretty sure they knew that there was, yeah, okay, Scream was not. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they knew Twanu was already gone by, because remember, 2 went by the first time.
Yeah, obviously missed comms there, or they didn't think he'd be ballsy enough to cross, but he'll go down. Happy had rotated under with the AWP. The bomb will get planted.
Best to get toward the window, and he nails Devil. Logan's gonna take down Keo, and suddenly Logan, the last alive, has to go aggressive. Bomb planted, knows where it is, spraying to get them off if it's gonna leave him with 14 bullets. Spots the flash coming through behind him, and RPK is gonna be able to walk in at the exact time. 6-6, about to become 7 for Team EnVyUs.
High sense gamer there. Logan was flicking around quite a lot. Obviously, this is a name that we haven't heard of. We try to keep ourselves at the tier 1 events, Matt, so we don't see too much about these LDLC squadrons. We're getting a bit here in the Pro League. Battling away. Here's Happy highlights. Ooh, almost with a double there. As both players tried to swing on out. Maniac overstaying his welcome. Not necessarily a duel that he had to take from that angle, but he'll take it. An LDLC. 4 Deagles this time. They want to take on those double AWPs. They want to take those. Still, it's not overpowered, is it? One of the most skillful in the game, but 1 bullet to the head from any range and you're out. And we just heard it there as Devil onto Keo. That's the duel he wanted, and that's the duel he's going to get. Aggression straight around to ladder base here from Devil. He's not messing around. He's using out the CT's defense.
Put them in the old Sadokist sling, maybe.
I heard it's a good time.
It's not really, actually. Oh, yes, there is, Matt. As XMS backs off toward the highway.
Devil with another, Matt. This is 2 big kills for him, and he already has so much space. Up ladder here, one of the most pivotal positions in this top site. Scream will be trapped down that vent. Doesn't matter what weapon you have.
looking around to make sure they've at least got some safety as they put around, as you mentioned, and it's going to need to be maybe more than that as Scream takes back. Maniac, he can't get more. Scream's got another one. 20 with 2, and that may not do. Smoke down. XMS rotates to find Logan, and 20 already fell to Happy at that point in time. Diffused to come in 8-6.
That never should have happened, okay? That whole round probably never should have happened. Devil with the opening kill, sure, that happened. Second. At that point, that round should be almost locked down. Here's the opening kill from Devil here with the deagle onto Keo. And you are dead. Nice shot there. Good awareness. From that point, it was a 4v4 scenario. They were able to get top side. Then they had the 3-on-4 scenario in their favor. Scream shouldn't have been able to come up the vent like that. That's a kill that they should have had every day of the week. Potentially had 8 rounds on the board, but 7 is seeming likely. Now they have an AWP of their own. Back to that yard default. Player lobby, 1 on the silo, 3-prong attack towards yard, seeking out any aggressive CTs overstaying their walk.
Scream will work back up once the flames. Because he's walked into them. Did he spot Devil's head? He certainly did, but Devil's dead.
Oh!
And he's going to go ahead and try and take down 20, 7 HP. Gets away. A WP means he can still take the angle, take the fight. Incendiary suggests that he's going to re-peek, but the angle changed. He's going to bypass that. Does get another. And 20 inevitably was going to get the kill at some point in time, but then goes down as Happy's also there to take the angle. 9-6, Envy take a lead. I wouldn't call it commanding, but a lead to the second half.
Yeah, good impact by Scream there in the last round. That first frag was very nice, tapping with the M4 from that range, not panicking, staying true to form. But once more, we've definitely seen a lot more tactical prowess from LDLC. Good wall smokes towards yard. They had some top splits coming in play as well. Not hugely deep, but definitely more strategical than that of EnVyUs thus far. I think it's quite... it's getting hot in here, Matt, and not only in this room, but in the server.
Boiling in this studio. I'm digging it.
It is literally...
James Bardoff would say this is like going to the spa.
It's literally 28 degrees.
You know what? I haven't had enough of that weather lately, so that's all right.
This is good. It is a nice change. Maybe we can sweat out all the top.
Scream's killing it. ADR, at least. That much far ahead of... Not that much further ahead, I should say, than Happy on 17 versus 16. We have been eating a lot of McDonald's lately.
And pizza.
There was a day in Kiev I had pizza at night while gaming, well past healthy hours to be eating. Had far too much pizza. Woke up, still stuffed, went to McDonald's, had McDonald's, and then went back.
Well,
oh, that was right. That was the next day. You're right. So it was pizza, McDonald's, pizza, KFC.
Explains why we're getting fat. Alright, this ramp boost will be coming out. It's a good angle to play on the pistol round, especially if your bullets can ring true, and you can find those nice little one-taps with the USP. Also, the silencer does help when playing in those nifty angles. Maniac will be the bait, finding one. And Alex, whiff. Maniac will bail him out there eventually, and the aggression from Alex, the information has been taken. Kiyoshima nice and close. Bomb will drop. And the CTs should be in full control of this pistol round, regardless. Happy finding a kill of his own. In a dangerous position, and so is XMS. They've actually found a lot of territory. XMS being spotted was enough to allow Happy to find a second in the round, upgrading from the P250, sorry, the P2000 to the USP. This will be his third pistol for the round. He can grab a third kill. Find a duel with Maniac momentarily.
Happy tries to get the kill onto Maniac. He's gotten him down to 54, but they know where he is. Smokes him off, and he'll go toward the bomb. And the bomb guarded by Logan. He's actually starting to come on. The first game, first half at least, I wasn't that impressed with him, but he's starting to step it up. Only 8 kills so far, but seems to be Johnny on the spot on a number of occasions.
Yeah, it's we obviously don't know too much to expect with him. We do watch a lot of Counter-Strike. We do try to keep up with as much as we possibly can, but
it's impossible to see everyone.
Yeah,
he seems very passive. I'll give him that. I talk, back about the saves. He's not going to initiate a duel.
Well,
he's going to play
he's been an entry fragger on the T side, and he had the bomb. Why is he entry fragging with the bomb?
Yeah, that's a bit peculiar. But on CT side, especially, like if you go back to Inferno, like wasn't rotating very frequently. He was sitting inside of exactly sitting in ruins. He likes to, and even there, like Happy initiates, damage was in, but then he just waits and holds the angle for Happy to come around the smoke.
You don't love to see it.
It depends. I mean, it can work. everyone needs a passive player, I think, because if you have too much aggression, you're going to make a lot of mistakes at the same time. I don't know.
You know, one of the most scary things that used to be like Source and 1.6 Nuke was when the teams would be able to push you back with Deagles and Yard. Because if you ever wanted to take a duel, it's kind of just your head peeking out from top of ladder or from all those kind of angles. Here it could be similar, and it wasn't to be for Envy right there as they got mowed down. Absolutely ruffle stomped. Now they have to take a full eco. Oh. I was going to say that Kyo buys a little bit of utility. Maybe enough to get down the vent to try and plant that bomb. And that looks like where he's going. It will be open, smoke will come out, and you are dead. Bomb is dropped, and this round is over. Pack her up. Let's move on to round number... What will we be up to?
Do the math. It'd be
19. We'll be up to round number 19.
There you go. 15 plus 3 equals 18. 19 is next. Alex! Alex! Oh, Maniac, okay. 9-9. All the rounds, perhaps, as we hit number 4 of the second half. Chad, you could have just said that.
Wouldn't be Counter-Strike without all the rounds.
Well, we get guns out, and it's an MP9 for Alex. AWP for Twanu. Heard the NA guys are in the building. They'll be coming up just after this.
Yeah, they look very sprightly, ready and raring to go for an action-packed evening.
I didn't get out and see them. Nice of you to do.
I know they like to see my smiling face, so I thought I'd grace them with my presence.
Probably don't want to see my bitchy face, so it's fine.
Yeah, Shimmer has a hole in that squeaky door. If anybody wants to take a little peek.
Ooh.
Excuse me. That's a big shot. I
saw a fraction of his helmet and had the op, so it was easy.
I thought the Kyo would have had an advantage there, but not when the op swings out like that. Alex pushing in a 5-on-4 scenario for seemingly no reason.
What do you think about the new drop noise for the vents? Everyone talks about sound being hard on Nuke. That one's very distinct.
Look, if they want to go that route to make it easier for the audio cues, that's one way of doing it. I just prefer that fixed directional sound.
Yeah, fair play. That's one thing I would say 1.6 was actually better at.
Yeah. Look, CSGO is a great game, and you look at where we are in the world, there are things that need to be fixed.
New box for Scream as he swings to look at the double doors. No one threw them as of yet. Toxic looks like it'll be covered off. I didn't actually see if he went inside. No, he didn't. Okay, so RPK still outside by the ramp instead with XMS above him watching for the flank. I'm not sure how confident they are to retake. Logan's got the only kid, and they're taking their time to work their way in. RPK with a shot at Devil 20 down to Scream, and Logan thankfully has that kit, but he's the last alive. Gets the first kill, smokes toward the bomb, and he's desperate to try and get that far. Oh my goodness, he might nearly have this as well as he pulls to an AK instead. You're right, nearly went off the map. He's going to try and hold this flashbang through the smoke as well. Double flash, but RPK already had the angle.
That was a nice attempt. I thought he was going to throw the nade out of the map then. I was getting a bit worried.
It can go into the water there.
That would have sucked.
Radiation.
See, because so many players died just then, the money situation is not fantastic for both teams. CZ upgrade will be coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does Alex have one to make it number 5? Yes, it will. Now, they may have had good enough economy to do a mix buy, but looks like they want to wait until they can get everything they need, all the toys. All the AWPs, all that fun stuff with the ramps, CZs, it's crazy. 4 frags happened in a split second there, Matthew.
Yeah, one of them was a team kill, Logan.
Yeah, Logan's having a rough time,
back by Kiyashima. Yeah, I was trying to praise him for being passive, but yeah, it's not gone the best.
You know, if you change the L in Logan to a B, it's Bogan. That's how language works.
Wow, I never...
Yeah.
Whew, mind blown, Chad.
Or if you change the L to an R, it can be Rogan, like Joe Rogan. Got any other ones?
I don't think on your level, clearly, so no.
You know, there was that version of Scrabble, but it was like, I think it was like called like Words Up or something.
Yeah.
And it was like the super easy one because you just like put a letter on someone else's word.
I've got one. If you change it to an M, it would be Mahogany.
Well,
that's when you're crowbarring. All right, I'm done. Let's get back to business, shall we? Because the bomb's getting closer to the bomb site. They're going to go together. I do like that you can still get yourself up on Heaven.
Yeah, you used to have to boost back in the day.
Yeah. That was my favorite addition. Oh, good positioning. Alex has one-upped them. Goes back out, but loses the duel to RPK. That opens up the availability, for Plantis. Twana, who's going to get inside of the vent and try and climb. RPK is expecting him to be a little bit closer, but now will stick the plant. And he'll have time to get the guns drawn as well. 20 making a little bit of noise on this. Oh, RPK. Are you that audacious? I thought he was just going to sit on it. He won't, and he won't get the kill. 20 does instead. We go back to a tie game, 10-10.
The CZs reign supreme once more. The Chaos Thera ramp caught me off guard for sure. The TK even came in, but LDLC steered the ship. They recovered, and they improved. Those pistols on a map like Nuke with all those tight choke points, it's very valid to go into rounds like that. Lots of money on the board now. Almost 10k for Alex. 9 for Logan and Devil. Maniac has some money of his own. No pause right now. Could be probably, I would say, tactical for Envy at this point, this stage of the game. Now, here's a question, Matt.
I don't know if I have the answer.
You used to be able to get on silo, right? Mm-hmm. And the jump wasn't easy. You either had to boost or the jump was a bit harder, right? So that was cool. Yeah. Then you could get on Annex Roof, or Mini, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to do a skillful boost to get on the air conditioner to
get
jump
on
around the catwalk.
Yeah.
So then what their Valve thought was, well, screw that. We'll just make a catwalk that goes the whole way around. And super easy to get on silo. And then they went...
That's... Okay, keep going.
Then they went, well, screw that as well. Let's go even more extreme. Yeah, it's still kind of easy to get on silo. We'll remove any catwalk altogether for some crazy reason.
I'm fine with it.
It's just like, what's with the extremes?
No, I don't think the catwalk position ever made a lot of sense. I do like that it could be used in a skillful way to get toward heaven, but really it just made very obscured angles. It actually opens up a lot more availability to play down lower on heaven. And the CTs rarely used it, and when they did, it was like really situational. So it really didn't add much to the map for me. The fact that you could now, rather than have to go for a 2-man boost to get up there, backside of lockers, the fact that you can do that by yourself, I think, accomplishes the same goal and cleans up the map in a lot of ways.
You know, the only changes I really want to see, and I think it would have a big impact, is if they move Secret, the entrance to it, into the warehouse.
Oh, okay.
I don't want it back where it was.
Yeah, I could see that working.
Now, the rationale there is the utility that you use means you actually gain a bit of map control that you hold on to, as opposed to now, if you use it and don't take it, you can't have it, but you can use it and just hold it.
And it also means the CTs can play it more effectively to hold it as well, because now if anyone goes big garage, they can just be smoked out easy.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. I'm with you. I could see that being fun.
Oh, look at the CZs opening up with lots of kills. Oh, there's 3 against full guns.
Wow.
Oh, we're talking about guys that just invested approximately 7,000 to 8,000 into a full gun round and just got completely obliterated by a weapon that costs 500.
Tell me how you really feel.
Well, I think it's high quality Counter-Strike that we get to see because of a pistol that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bit much. They've got a lot of money in the LDLC. Obviously, for them they'll be able to buy into the next round.
Yeah,
they
obviously
deny one more kill from it.
They obviously LDLC have to make mistakes and do holds incorrectly and do dumb stuff. Otherwise, they don't happen. But there's a middle ground. I think we can find a middle ground. I don't know where.
Dead. One more. Happy. Well, they started with pistols, so he'll get away with an M4 for the next round, but they more importantly pick up a one-round lead in doing so as we get to the end of all the rounds.
Devil 3.6. Might have to opt for a UMP. I think he's just been dropped a gun, actually. There you go. He's going to pick up a weapon for one of his teammates. XMS is opting for the Mac 10. I know he's standing in. I know he's probably very bitter and jaded that they dropped him from the roster altogether, but he had like 1,900 left. It looks like he just wants to go for a fast play towards ramp here. Smoke in hand. Going to lob that down to obscure any Molotov. Not going to come his way. Push through the smoke already. A flash from a teammate is all he needs. He's going to jump wide. He's not going to get the kill, and Maniac's going to Molotov himself off to slow down the progress of Envy. Logan, in the meantime, will find a kill onto Happy. The lurker has been taken out of the equation. Now you know where the rest of the players are. Locked together.
Maniac. Ooh. Getting out and forward. Catches Scream in the middle of a pitch. He'll fire off the shots and takes down XMS as well. He's very low. So LDLC doing better against guns than you mentioned it, the CZs. And it's RPK to find Alex to at least give them a fighting chance with 1:04 to work with, still the bomb in their hands. But RPK on 28 is going to have to walk through a narrow choke point known as Squeaky.
Logan jiggle peeking. Timing could be his biggest enemy right now because RPK looking hungry for frags. Peering out. Trying to check all the angles. Enough for him too, I assume. But Logan actually comes out on top of that duel. Took the fight. Found a big kill. Leaves Kiyashima 1-on-4. There's the first. 3 more to fall. Logan's HP definitely a factor. And enough utility to plant in the smoke and Molotov the vent. See the pieces of the puzzle falling in the right
Oh, I didn't bloom fast enough. 20 was able to line that up. If it bloomed a second sooner, he wouldn't have known exactly where to fire, so the pistol found the kill quickly.
Well, back and forth we go. 11-11. Legs 11.
Legs 11? Oceans 11?
What
What do you think about them remaking that movie already using females? Not to say that the females... Okay, I shouldn't say. Let me take that back. Because I've just made an issue with the issue in itself.
Yep.
The issue I was saying I was going to go with in that argument is that forcing that narrative is kind of lame. Just let it be what it is. But okay, I'll give them that. What do you think about them making that movie again so soon already, no matter what?
Just the general concept of making the movie again already doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. All right,
Too
thank you.
soon.
I think that's why I said with women. It almost seemed like that was why they were doing it, to prove a point against feminism, which I think is just, if you're crowbarring that in, you're just making the situation worse.
I definitely love women.
Me too. That's my opinion on that specifically.
Oh, I know. We all love women. Let's move on. Back to the Counter-Strike.
Chat avoiding political conversations.
Keep me away from any of that stuff. Anyway.
Ooh, all right, there we go. Yep. Back to this political conversation. As Alex at least will make do with an M4. Yes, I said make do with an M4. You wouldn't want one. I'd rather have a CZ.
I hope Scream wins this round.
Just to prove again why it's ridiculous.
I hope he wins.
He's got armor, not head armor, but that won't matter either way against an AWP. He's got the bomb back nade toward the vents. That's a gun that came out, not anything else. Don't worry, Twanu's not there yet, and you'll hear him go kaboom unless he lands perfectly on the ladder.
I believe in miracles.
Scream's really going to play the time on this. Unfortunately, with Twanu upstairs, there's really not a chance that Scream gets in there unless he goes to heaven. Mind you, them staring at the vent like that, knowing that he's down there with the nade already deployed, not really likely he's going to be fooled at all. Now with the plant being stuck, down goes Twanu. Scream is just giving away the advantage in space that he had. Twanu will be all over him with the pistol, but Scream is ready and knew that he had to have come in that direction. He'll get the... Oh, no. Maybe he didn't want it. Maybe he didn't want it.
Maybe he thought he was too good for it. Maybe they're just going to buy CZs instead.
Not bad for Maniac.
Yeah, then it just falls apart, you know? The CZ kills come in. Players swing out events. Kills happen all across the board. Are we going to get another kill? There we go. That's cool. Maybe more. Sounds like there's another tactical timeout coming in. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some CZs getting brought up. Why are there singlets on hangers? Or tank tops? I don't know what you call it.
I call them tank tops.
We call them singlets. Why are they on hangers?
That is a good question. Why would you bother? Those are neat hangers, though, aren't they? It's like they're made strictly for those.
I think that's mainly like...
That's why they put them there, just to show that off.
No, they're more for like girls with dresses.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah. For females, obviously, the little bits that go over their shoulders need to sit somewhere.
The straps.
The straps? Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good name for them. All right, 2 CZs.
It's a logical name, almost.
2 CZs versus 0. Well, no, there is one. Scream has one, but it's his sidearm. So this round will fall in the favor of LDLC. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Logan being a bit of a muppet here, playing in the hut with the Zeus. Wants to have a bit of a fun time. Loves a good laugh. Wants to hear us make the classic Zeus noise, which we will do. If the kill does come in. I'm not sure on this angle here that he's playing. I don't even know if we'll see it come into fruition at all.
Come on, let's do it. Come on, Scream. Come to Logan.
It's a very pivotal round of the game right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you are able to pick this one up, money situation. Oh, there it is.
Yes, I haven't seen one in forever. XMS on the floor. Kiyoshima at the door. Maniac takes down XMS. Kyo actually did damage to aid in that, but then makes up for it by taking down Maniac and getting through that door. He'll plant the bomb. This might be the first round that's not traded back in a while. I say that, and Devil arrives. No kit, 10 seconds. Can't afford to hold it there for when Happy's going to come from above. Does Devil turn around at this point in time? He must. Well, knows exactly where he is now. So all too easy. Smoke down doesn't matter. 2 in a row for EnVyUs, 13-11.
Seems unusual that he didn't know Happy was most likely in the most awkward and obscure position. Here we go, Matt. Here we go. Here we go.
Make the noise.
Here it comes. Whoa!
Good.
I've been acting lately. I've been doing some acting.
Yeah, I heard you made your debut. Working with a Polish director, I heard.
Yes, yeah, and I believe it was German production.
That sounds intimate.
Yeah. It was quite fun though.
I'm looking forward to your debut.
Thank you.
Your premiere, I think they say in that
Yeah,
industry.
I can get you tickets if you want.
Red carpet?
We are doing but it's more of a humble type thing. It's more just for my ego.
Okay.
I know humble and
can
ego.
I still get tickets or not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, just answer the question. That's all I want to know.
Of course you can have tickets.
Oh, thank you. I will happily be there to support what is already an enormous industry, your ego.
Now, this round, really, if you're talking from a Counter-Strike purist perspective, should already be over. And as I say that, what's the gun, Matt? What's that one called?
I was going to say the exact same with mine. What's the gun?
Play that game. What's that pistol?
I wonder if, like, you could switch the noise to an AK, if that might actually weaken it at this point. I would be scared hearing that noise. Alex takes down Scream, AK, speaking of, and he's still got the rainy game to his advantage at the very least. Kyoto as well. It starts with CZ, it ends with an AK, and it ends with LDLC, taking us the distance, 13-12.
You wonder, at any point, is this life? Is this real life?
Is this just fantasy?
More Queen.
Yeah.
We did Bicycle earlier.
Yeah.
Maniac
Freddie
having,
Mercury was the man.
Maniac had a good game on Inferno too, didn't he?
He started off 0-7 and then top frag, yeah. So he's back on top again this time. 26 kills. Goodness golly me. Scream down. M4 this time, but there's the CZ jumping from the air with the headshot while flying at the apex of his jump. It is a miracle of weapons as Maniac walks out to take down Kiyoshima.
I think it actually gives you superpowers. I think that pistol legitimately gives you some form of a superpower. Look at this guy. It's on his sidearm. He's just flicking around. He's got the opening kill. Found Devil playing in some super obscure corner. And now Happy's got one of his own. We've seen rounds like this fall apart. And that was only 3 rounds ago. Bomb is down in the vent. That is a bit of an issue. That is a very difficult task for them to recover.
Let's give it only 3 bullets.
Okay.
That'll do it. That'll fix it.
Okay. Do you think, like, maybe if The Rock was on an expedition
Dwayne Johnson.
to find the bomb, he could do it in this scenario?
He's the highest paid actor of 2016.
That's pretty good.
Or maybe 2017. So yes, he probably could. I'm not a fan of any movies that he's in just because I'm not into action movies, but yeah, I'll give you.
He's got a good attitude.
He seems like a very positive guy. Yeah, he seems like a nice, enjoyable person, to be completely honest. Usually big people are. They have all the confidence in the world. XMS will take down Alex. Henry's a good example of that.
25 seconds left. Maniac's dropped down the vent now. Logan standing in the open. He'll fall as well. And now this is more than doable with 20 seconds. That Molotov is going to be clutch. Yeah. It's going to drop on in. It's going to buy at least 7 seconds here.
They'll double drop this shortly when they go.
Oh, no.
I thought he was going to get... So, interestingly, I thought he was going to get it, die, but the bomb was going to go high enough that Happy was going to be able to grab it when it was in the air. That would have been sick.
If he caught it some form of a juggling act.
Yeah, that would have been... Not that it would have been intentional, but that would have been so sick. Bomb planted about as wide as he could, so Happy could do it as fast as he could, and that allows him to get the spray. We get to 14 rounds for Envy.
Opened with the CZ, closed with the M4. Familiar scenes here as LDLC really struggle.
Watch this.
Superman. Every bullet hit as well, didn't it? Like literally every bullet.
That to me is just in itself is ridiculous. Air, not just on the ground, but also in air.
Yeah, and probably in the water too.
Yeah, I was saying we needed more water maps.
So the American military can do it all.
Is today day 1 or day 2?
Day 1. It's Tuesday.
I just had this weird thought that we were here yesterday as well. Damn it.
We landed yesterday. But the day before that, we were doing the grand final of Katowice.
Oh, for some reason, it's been this is. I thought we were.
And then if you go back, Matt, if you go back 7 days from that day, we were doing the grand final of Starladder.
Yeah, but if you go back just a week ago today,
yeah,
I was standing beside Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, all right. I think we were finished by this time of night last night.
Yeah, I was actually on a plane on the way to you guys in Katowice.
Alrighty, well, here we go. LDLC have 2 CZs. They're going to win this round. So, if it continues back and forth like this, Envy will win. 16, 14? Yeah.
Logan. RPK with Keo. We'll set the crossfire. Keo staring upward like that to see the stop of Hot. Interesting position for Alex, but then again, it's a CZ75, so it's going to have accuracy no matter what. So I don't blame him for wanting to take advantage of the meta, but he overextends. I think his gun barrel sticking out allowed Keo to get the shot into his head. Who's it this time that has the Zeus?
Logan again.
Oh my goodness. He's got to be a little bit cautious with the fact that they're already inside of the site. But you know what? Not only does he have a one-hit weapon, he has a one-hit weapon because he has the CZ, and Maniac with an M4 has the bomb. They've suddenly turned it around. It's Happy that has to clutch it back.
It's a big 1v2 right here. Pivotal stage of the game, creeping in through Mini. 2 CTs to dispatch of Logan. Can pounce at any moment, but he's going to be clear. And the CZ over the AK-47. A gun with 24 bullets versus a gun with way too many. The Kalishnikov goes down.
Sorry, carry on. You were doing good.
I stood up. That's how excited I was by seeing the CZs reigning supreme once more. The pistol of a generation. One that will be remembered for years to come. A game-changing, a game-shifting weapon given to us by the gods. Not one we ever wanted, not one we ever deserved, but the one we have.
Alex to the corner behind the doorway. East Motors? What is that skin? What is on that skin? That's way promotion to a fictional company that probably really exists because it's a very common name. Either way, he's going to change his position.
What's the odds on
Harry Inc? Is that Harry GG?
Harry GG, maybe. I heard he's probably been around. He's got to be here. I heard Harry's not feeling too good. He's got tonsillitis, I think.
Oh no, get those suckers ripped out. I wish I did, never did. Mogan with RPK down. Looking like we could bring this to 14-14 because there's no CZs. That is the difference. There's an AK and a Glock.
If you were Betway, Matt, which I know you're not.
I would bet on the CZ every time.
I was going to say, what's the odds of overtime?
Ooh, I would say statistically speaking, Chad, 1.647.
That's why we're not the bookies, because we would make up some ridiculous odds, but Screams. So, okay, taps away, not going to find anything, and now, Keo, Glock in hand, bullets of the UMP into the back, and Devil will find the kill. 14-14. A bit of a slog here. Action-packed with CZs galore. All that fun stuff. It's a big question mark right now for EnVy. Are they going to all in this? Have enough money to scrap together a buyer and get an AK-47 or a Galil, and they will be opting to go in that direction. Scream, obviously picking the best gun in the game, the CZ, so we can get full utility as well. See how they choose to deploy it this time round. Great to have your finger on the big red button. The CZ appears to be attacking and counter again. Nice slow pace start to the round.
So Devil slides back up and into position on Secret. And he's going to be the one that has the toughest challenge. He nearly got headshots lined up easily, but XMS will overrun him with the AK-47. That'll leave a gun for Scream. Actually, excuse me, RPK. No, Scream does get it. Okay, so Galil. Not sure why he'd want it.
Juggled around a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, he had a CZ.
Yeah, he's not prioritizing here, is he? But they've been locked out by that smoke. Happy on the lurk, as per usual. Will be making his way to ladder base.
Ah, see, we just call that hell.
Yeah, see, I haven't had that many weird names.
No, you haven't thrown me off. I thought you were going to.
In topside, the box that's like kind of sitting on its own, we call that mushroom.
Ah. What about Badger?
Badger.
Twanu is a little badger. Oh my, he's got them all lined up as they try and go back toward Annex.
Yes.
Nice.
Happy rafters. He's going to go down to Alex. There's one round left, and LDLC have full control of the economy here.
Doesn't matter, they'll have CZs.
That's true. Maybe they should have let them hold on to a few guns in that scenario.
Machine's already cringing at the thought of 5 CZs running toward a bomb site.
Here's the replay. Poised from the warehouse. Whiffs initially. Eventually closes out 3 huge kills, and that was the round. As we make it the 5 CZs. The stars will align. As EnVy, with the stand-in of XMS, have been battling. They don't want to go to overtime. Well, they have to go to overtime.
They don't want to, Chad, but unfortunately it's the most optimistic outcome for this.
That's how you can get some points on the board.
And it is, of course, 5 CZs. Made that call early on. For obvious reasons, XMS will now be the one to take charge outside. Smoke's down already. He's going to try and work his way towards Secrets.
Oh, there it is.
Gap, but Happy gets the opening kill, and you're right. There it is. And here it goes. Oh, Alex at least gets us back within reason, knowing that they've already crossed over toward control room. However, he'll take stance on the catwalk. He'll play it accordingly with Maniac, who's going to watch the window behind him. He'll wait for Maniac's call. Flames to his left will encourage him that they're not going to be working in through the vents just yet, but now he's got a problem because he's got people coming to his left side through the vents. He's got people coming below. Bomb down. Look at Alex in the middle of nowhere. Logan takes out Scream, and you're laughing because Kiyoshima with a CZ has actually gotten them the advantage, and it's overtime.
Matt, I just can't anymore. I can't. It costs $500. They only invested.
Someone make a highlight reel of just this game and send it to the devs.
For the guns, the primary weapons that they just spent in that round was only $2,500. Like they only spent $2,500 against a fully stocked up LDLC. Yanko is so done.
He's out. He's gone.
He is actually on the phone right now to Gabe. He's picked up the bat phone and he is calling Gabe because he needs to have a chat, because the scenes we're seeing here tonight on Tuesday, what are we on, the 6th? Yeah, the
yes.
6th. On the 6th of March, absolutely phenomenal. Maniac, 31 frags. He's been putting in his hard yards. Toinu in there on 25 of his own. Flipping it over. RPK a bit quiet. Maybe he hasn't fully recovered. He wasn't doing too well. You were over there in Atlanta, Matt. How was he? Did you hear much from him?
He was not. No, he was not. He didn't look good. There was a couple games when they were like standing up, they were talking, and he was just sitting in the chair. He was leaned back. He looked really ill.
He was out of breath, right? At certain points.
No, he looked like he was really struggling to like keep like not conscious, but like keep awake and focused, to say the least. He was pretty sweaty at one point too.
Does it feel like we're seeing more and more kind of health issues arising within Counter-Strike?
Like
we had the device thing,
maybe.
debris.
No, certainly, and I know that my immune system's certainly taken a battering, traveling around a lot, which has to do, I think, just strictly with that traveling, being on planes, being around more germs and in contained environments. You're not, keeping a perfectly healthy lifestyle.
We don't decontaminate.
That's true.
And you and I barely shower, so.
Well, I like to save water.
Yeah, well, we're environmentalists, of course.
I know. That's why I like Formula E so much more than Formula.
I am actually confused about how this one is going to go down, Matt, because we don't have any CZs in play right here, right now. Everyone has guns, fully bought up for both EnVyUs and LDLC in the first round of overtime. Now, if you're new to Counter-Strike, which a lot of you probably are, you need to win 4 rounds. Now, in overtime, there are 3 rounds in each half. You need to hit the magical number of 4. If both teams score 3, we do it all again.
Smokes outside. You can see the trails land. Alex will wait with the door closed for now. I take that back. It's open inwardly. It may, in fact, be blown off by a grenade. Who knows? He does know one thing, and that's not how to shoot an M4, because he should have easily and efficiently taken down 2. He misses the second shots after a wild spray. And XMS and RPK are able to get cyber sight, but Devil back through the smoke is going to bring this back to a 3 versus 3, and they've dropped the bomb, meaning they've got to wrap around toward Hutton, back to the squeaky door just to get it. That's what Happy's attempting to do. 9 HP for RPK, 15 for XMS. And just to make note, Twanu is overpowered because he has an AWP and a CZ to work with after that.
Oh, he's amplified. It's like the Agaman Scepter, and there it is. 2 CTs pushing out from heaven. Gonna find 2 kills, and Happy, the only player with HP left with all to do. 30 seconds left on the clock. He's been spotted. Maniac is blind. The old man eyes coming into play there. We've all been there before. I feel that every time I load the game up. But the round will go in the way of LDLC. Alex started with a bit of a choke spam. There was the pressure mounting. As his team were able to ensure the round did go in their way. Once again, we have got full guns. This one could be anyone's. Flip a coin because the CZs aren't in play. We can't very accurately pick a winner. Default spread for EnVyUs once more. They opted for the wall smokes outside last round. Didn't use them to their full advantage. Let's see if they opt to go back to that level of play.
Shot from Twanu connects, takes down Happy. Devil will get XMS, and that's going to make it 2 for LDLC. Envy, with a round lost already, will be feeling the heat. Remember that each team gets a point no matter what in overtime, but it certainly makes things worse for Envy. Failed to close out the first game. Kiyoshima pulls it back. Maniac has made Henry vomit in his mouth, and not for the first time today, because we went for lunch today, and I remember quite well. RPK gonna put a smoke out in front of decontamination, try and plant the bomb, but what a desperate, oh my god. Tell me, how does he get that bomb even down at that point in time? Not that it matters for money because you're in overtime and it's 16K. All he's really done is given himself up as they push through the smoke. That is about the most optimistic plant I've ever seen. Good flash! And Alex is able to stay alive. It's down to Kiyoshima. 5 HP.
He's got no chance.
Absolutely none.
Just back on out, buddy.
Again, 16K.
Yeah, he didn't need to try and run away. Probably should have tried and done some damage. However, they have secured themselves 1 point, Matt. Both teams have secured themselves a minimum of 1 point each.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's better than 0, I suppose.
Yeah, especially when you're going to be fighting for the bottom of the totem pole.
No one likes to be on the bottom.
Logan will fall off of the mid-stack silos, and so too will Alex. Alex back to the door where he started off this particular half. Happy is going to open the frags this time against Devil.
Double op T-side is definitely something to be seen. This is a map when I was calling in 1.6 in Source where I recommended we didn't run an AWP on the T-side at all. Times have changed.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I can completely understand why you wouldn't want to do that. Same with Inferno for some teams.
Yes, but I guess each their own, and there are more, I guess, star AWPers in the books.
Oh, I thought XMS was going to get there before that got in his face, and before such time that the opposition had retreated around the corner. Alex, good find on Happy. Brings us back to 3 players on LDLC versus the 4 of EnVyUs. Started this round off so efficiently. They've now lost a bit of ground, but they've gotten lower bomb sight, so the door opens. Alex doesn't realize he's completely open to an angle. XMS is on a roll, and Kyo will close out the round. 17-16 as we swap over. And that 1.647 odds that you asked about, that's actually going to go to 1.0. In other words, guaranteed. We're going to go to double overtime.
Ooh, well, the most exciting Counter-Strike tends to happen in overtime, Matthew. This is where the teams let loose. They throw everything they got at each other, and normally we get some crazy moments. This is where the clutch plays happen, the multi-kills, the absolute bravery shows. And now neither team wants to give up an inch. That's a pretty decent overtime half. 2 for the CTs, 1 for the Ts. About as even as Stevens we could get. The music is epic, just like the match. What a way to end the night. Overtime. Day 1, week 2. Blockbuster Counter-Strike always seems to be delivering.
Do you think they do that little radar blip to be like similar to Fight Club, where it shows the cigarette burns? Subliminal messages.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. I think that's probably the answer right there.
There's something that I feel like Rushley's like put something into the coding. He's trying to send a message to us.
Rush doesn't even know what day it is. The poor guy's that jet lagged. That's not even funny, and he hasn't even traveled anywhere. But LDLC with their normal default once again. Maniac in the lobby, the caretaker. Making sure he grabs everyone's coats who comes to play. Up on the silo is Devil, Logan, Alex, and Toynu. Spearhead on the floor. Isolation smokes do come out. Kyo trying to get above them. Won't be able to see anything. And he'll go down. That was able to get the opening there. This is great if you're an LDLC fan, because Alex has found some room to work with. He's got one of his own. Happy with but quickly he gets surrounded. Maniac does have ramp control. Secret has been given up as well. They're actually doubling back to topside here. A Scream will greet them.
Envy gonna bring this to 17-17 unless there are other ideas from Alex as RPK gets the shot back on Maniac, and Alex needs to go for the bomb 1 versus 2. That bomb inside the door to Annex. Might be a problem to grab. They're not exactly watching it with eyes locked upon it, but to confirm that, Alex needs to check Secret first. He's done.
Definitely doable here. He's going to be gifted the bomb, as you mentioned.
You say that. Okay, I'm thinking about the window.
Yeah,
I thought
it doesn't
he's in the
exist.
window, but it's not there anymore. So Alex will get it for sure.
Here's the problem with a map like this. If you got to plant that bomb in either site where they aren't visible, there's so many little hidey holes that these weasels can slide on out of.
I thought he was going to silent climb that. try and be sneaky peeky, but now he's going to run it. 15 seconds, needs to get this plant in immediately, and they'll know that he's going lower. Happy's already trying to get down there to deny the bomb plant anywhere because... Oh, that's interesting. He faked it, got off it, got an angle, and got it planted. Happy, what are you doing? How is Alex gotten away with this? Happy goes to a knife. RPK thinks he's still inside the smoke, and Alex somehow forces Henry to dab. He even does so good, and that makes me hate Henry more. But it's 18 rounds for LDLC.
What is Happy thinking? What?
That is unbelievable.
That is one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever seen.
I couldn't even hype that up seriously because I didn't know what I just watched.
What? Wait. Anyway, potential last round of the game here. LDLC with a miracle. Alex with a big clutch, pulling it out of nowhere. The blunder from Happy will go down in Counter-Strike history, ladies and gentlemen. 2 AWPs, Happy and Kiyoshima, set up across the map. Going for the top split. Flash comes in, screen completely blind. He'll go down to Logan, finally finding an entry. Pushing through with a second there. He's going to tag up RPK, but the bomb site is open for business. This could be the last round. Well, it is the last round.
Alex with the last kill, thankfully. But I do not know what just happened on that plant. He's denied him the bomb plant. Somehow he decides, I'll stick it. Happy goes, I'll just miss every shot. Now I'm going to run in and try and knife him, even though the bomb's already planted. He shoots me in the head. Well, what's my teammate do? Sprays into the smoke where he once was and isn't anymore. That is about as good as it gets. Alex, we're missing someone.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yanko's just doing the last-minute demo review to make sure what happened in that round. Right,
okay,
he wants to see exactly what happened. I've never seen anything like it in all my years.
He absolutely does.
Unbelievable scenes, Chad. So let's just talk through that thought process very quickly, Alex, I think.
This is actually Henry's corner.
So, you've got a 2-on-1 situation,
yes.
right? He's isolated, he has no time, so all he has to do is plant the bomb. The only area he can really sit in is that one smoke, right?
Yes.
You've got 2 players alive, you're triangulating his position, you're going to pincer him, is what we call it. So he fake plants it, right? You think, okay, is your first thing in your head to think, I'll go knife him? Is that what you're thinking?
It's the last, actually, for me, it's the last thing in my head.
And so then he goes in and dies, leaving him in a really awkward 1v1, because now that smoke, the aforementioned smoke, now becomes a bit of a veil for Alex, because now he can move because he knows he's got a bit of time. That's going to be one of the worst
Here it is.
moves. Okay, let's talk
Can we actually say you did dab, by the way?
Fake plant coming in, so then you come in for the knife. So why have you done that? That doesn't really make any sense. Surely, if you allow him to plant there, so you can think, right, he plants the bomb, and then we can just coordinate together. He can't really move. We know exactly where he is.
Sense.
You know why, Henry? I think because it's hot in here, it was getting to the players as well. It wasn't
under
just
the collar, maybe.
It wasn't just getting to us in the studio. It was getting to the players in the server.
Yeah, we have actually got received word that Yanko is back in the studio. Yep. So you've reviewed the demo from that 1v2. Yanko, what observations did you make?
The rounds allowed with that sort of play coming in, like
you dabbed, just for the record. That
I
made
think
it
obviously
official.
it was so ludicrous. I passed out mid-round, so that's what delayed the whole thing.
That was crazy. All right, guys, you're done for the day.
Yeah.
See you later, Alex.
It's been a pleasure.
Water stays there.
Chad, Matt, we'll speak to you in a bit.
I want that pen back when you're done.
It's all yours. All right. So, Hank, Yank, let's talk about this one. We have just witnessed
CZ Gate.
CZ Gate. Yes, get the hashtag trending.
That might be the game that really wakes up the devs at this point.
That was like to the point where
that might be the game.
That might be the one that broke the camel's back.
So,
so
the devs were one of the people watching the game.
To the point where the production room actually said, I heard this. I was just sitting there like, I think Chad could turn any body of water into the Dead Sea with the amount of salt that's coming out of that cast right now. That was just to summarize how salty Chad was about that damn CZ.
He was in tears when it got to overtime, so.
Good God, yeah. So, but you're not wrong. The power of the pistol did definitely get flexed on Nuke.
Power of the pistol and the weakness of these teams to play proper disciplined Counter-Strike, which of course exacerbates the power of the pistol.
Yeah,
the pistol indeed is powerful.
It was a bit of a horrible affair. It was a brawl, I would say. That's one of those classic games where no one's clearly better than the other one. It's just like who can do the most rubbish stuff. Like who's going to mess up the most.
Well, you know, like what's interesting is LDLC have actually 2-0.
I know, and
so cool.
Good lord.
But EnVyUs got a point because they lost in overtime one match.
Oh, so that's something.
That's true.
It's pretty good.
That's a consolation prize. Well, you know what? There's no better way of telling that story than bringing up today's results, so you can go ahead and breathe it all in. The day is done. These are your results from today. We started with Mouse Sports. Mouse Sports taking on none other than North. We had Navi versus Space Soldiers. We had EnVy versus LDLC.
North, the big dogs.
It was a while ago. It was about, what was it now?
7 hours.
7 hours ago. So you can forgive me, I think. Either way, we did get to see Mousesports do what they do best.
The battle of the yellow logos. They split the series 1-1, Alex.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Space Soldiers take down Navi on Inferno. That was
madness.
great.
It was indeed. Space Soldiers actually, you know, really kind of brought the A game on the first map. Unfortunately, couldn't translate it into Mirage, where we saw Navi do a rather swift execution of a 16-8. And then coming into this last game, it was a bit of a tear. We got almost all the rounds. And of course, we got to see that double overtime into Nuke as well. Rather cutthroat. No, single overtime. Nearly got there. Nearly got
Almost
to double overtime. Either way, on top of all of that, we do have tomorrow's matches as well for you. Coming up, well, I say tomorrow, it's essentially, yeah, we've just gone 4 minutes past. This is actually coming up to today, essentially. If you're still watching, we have Complexity versus Optic Gaming. We get to see some more from Splice and NRG, and Luminosity taking on Dignitas to round it all out.
That third one might be fire, you know, the new Dignitas lineup, last game of the day. I'm looking forward to hearing Jason and Harry bring us that one.
Yeah, like that's going to be actually, I'm sure there's a lot of big storylines there. Oh, obviously Config and Optic as well. That's something.
Yeah, that's good.
Cajun B, Stanislaw, you know, the whole gang. It's going to be interesting to see how Shazam gels with the team as well. And coming up with for you guys on the European stream, if you're catching us tomorrow, you get to see Navi versus AGO, Hellraisers versus Heroic, and LDLC back at it again to end the night.
I'm excited.
That's what you want to hear.
LDLC North is going to be coming up on the stream. And that is pretty much it. One final thing, of course, just to quickly remind you that the Pro League is expanding. It has just recently been announced. We are going to APAC. That's indeed ANZ. That's going to be the Australian, New Zealand region. We have China and Southeast Asia as well. And those qualifiers are going to be going underway. That does mean they'll have a spot in Dallas. Those are the global finals for the ESL Pro League Season 7. That's going down in Dallas. And there'll be, I believe, 2 spots available for them. So we're expanding even further, Hank.
Yeah, it's cool. We're seeing a lot of tournaments these days actually invite the Asian teams over and Australian teams. We saw which Australian team was over in kind of its, Order. So it's cool to see them actually get the opportunity now. Pro League is one of the most prestigious online leagues we have, and to give them a couple of slots, it did make sense. I was certain it was coming eventually. So it's cool it's arrived, and hopefully we'll breed even more talent from those regions and maybe cause a dent in the tournament.
I mean, that is a lot of a Counter-Strike player base when you've got, you know, the whole APAC. Yeah, basically, well, you have China, you also have, you know, Australia, which of course more than familiar than all of us with that scene, and you've got Southeast Asia as well. You could find some golden nuggets in that.
Yeah, you most definitely go. I think it's great to also have the regions separated in terms of qualifiers, like China, Australia, New Zealand, and then Southeast Asia. Last year, but it's actually very far apart, so ping issues and all of that is being negated in that sense, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to give another chance for these teams to develop and not get blown out like Order did in Katowice.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and that's going to be coming up, of course. That is it for us today. We do have 2 spots available. That's the big announcement. It's been a wonderful day. Going back for week 2 of the ESL Pro League, and we'll see you tomorrow for more of the same. See you then.
Incendiary out.